What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new video. Now, what was that? I look like Alexa Bliss doing that. Moving on. Last we met, I was making pasta at home in Vegas, but now I'm in Denver, Colorado. Familiar place, right? I recorded this little bit for the last video, but it ran long and didn't have time to put it in, so I'm going to put it in now. Check this out. And here's a little tidbit for you dishwashing enthusiasts out there. Your dishwasher runs on 2 cycles, right? Just hot water that blasts and kind of loosens everything up, and then it gets pumped out. And then clean hot water comes in, and that's when the gel pack opens and whatever. Well, that first cycle where it's just hot water, it's sort of a way, you can make that cycle so much better without pre-rinsing. So what you do is you take the cheapest gel and put it in the bottom here, just a squirt. What that does is the hot water comes in and it just cycles through and just keeps rinsing it with that same dirty hot water. Well, if you add some gel to it, now you've got cleaning detergents hitting it, so it makes better use of the first cycle. Then you put in your pack. Close it up and hit start. You never know what you're gonna learn on this channel. Moving on, this video. I feel like we're at a point in our relationship where we can be honest with each other. Honestly, I don't know how I feel about this video. Excuse me. I'm kind of a prisoner to what the road gives me. I'm subject to what comes where I'm at. And in this case, it wasn't much. This video is less maybe entertaining and more informative. It really shows a day in the life of a truck. Really just this one pickup. I was getting loaded, a load of popcorn, and all of the stuff I had to go through. But, I don't know. I hope you like it. If you don't like it, stick with me. The next video will be better, okay? But if you do like it, then great. But I have a little teaser. If you stick around to the end, the lanyard today is going to be a video of me and a skunk, like Pepe Le Pew. So anyway, let's get this video started. I'm in Farmington, New Mexico, getting a load of popcorn, and just watch what happens. I hope you like it. Let's get started. So when you're a truck driver, a lot of times you're going to some place you've never been before, and they have very specific rules. See this building that's off to the left that I'm turning around? That's the address that I was given to pick up. Well, it's not the name of the company, so I walk in there, hey, is this the popcorn people? I'm picking up a load of popcorn. No, and she goes, you gotta go out to the scale. I see the scale, you'll see it in a second. Get your empty weight and then go back up the road a half a mile, look for some silos, and oh man. So, okay, no parking, heavy trucks. I guess I have to be on this scale, farm op scale. But the problem is, farm op is not my pickup. So I don't know why they need my weight. I see there's a box, maybe a call box or something. I don't know. So here's the box. It's giving me my weight, and there's a button that says print. And then the ticket's over here. Print. All right, so I'm gonna have to go in the building and ask them what to do. So they told me I don't have to get weighed and to go the opposite direction that the first lady told me. She seemed like she knew what she was talking about, but so did the other lady. Oh, man, this is just pretty typical. All right, well, off to the next place. We'll figure it out eventually. She said there would be a sign, thank you, come again. She said the first set of silos. So are these the first set of silos? I see 2 silos. I don't know. laboratory, so this is definitely not it. I don't think they make popcorn in a laboratory. I think I'm just gonna go to these silos that are way, you'll see them when I turn. Maybe that's the that's what the lady said. Go this way, north. That's south, so this is north. Here we go. Sign says Upland Desert Popcorn. I gotta swing it wide. No public popcorn for sale. All visitors must sign in with the office. I guess I'm considered a visitor. Watch, they're gonna say, you gotta go back and get weighed on the scale. Please don't tell me that. Upland Popcorn. All right, well, I'm gonna go find the office, park, check in, and hopefully they just tell me where to go back up to and they can start loading me. All right, they said I needed a brown building on the corner. Here's a brown building, all right. And then it says do not enter, so scales are this way. Is there another gate? You know what, I'm turning here. It's the safest bet. Don't enter, scales right there, Jay. Drive around. Cool. Okay, I got it now. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get weighed. Hopefully this process goes smoothly, and we'll see where we go next. Okay, so I pull on the scale, get weighed, she hands me some paperwork. From there, I drive back to the popcorn place, back into the dock, go back to the receiving manager's office, hand him the paperwork that this lady gave me. From there, he approves it, and they start loading my truck. While they're loading my truck, this happened. Y'all check out this cabover. I am kind of fascinated with cabovers, and to people who don't drive truck. Cabover means the cab is over the engine. You see? Let me step back. With the cab of the truck, the engine is right underneath this. See? Filters and stuff. Supposedly they're super uncomfortable. What a piece of junk. They're hard to get in. You have just straight steps. Wow. Look at this piece of junk. There's a sleeper. All you could do in there is take a nap. But look, it does have controls for the AC. All right, let me interrupt this video real quick. I just want y'all to consider that this piece of junk we're taking a look at would have been considered an over-the-road truck in its day. Drivers would have spent weeks and weeks at a time in this truck with zero driver amenities. No TV, no refrigerator, no microwave, no storage, nothing. All he could do was pack a duffel bag to put on the passenger seat, crawl in the back, and sleep. That's it. And they would do this for weeks at a time. In a minute, you're gonna see what's called the doghouse. The doghouse is inside the truck where the engine is, and they were sleeping on top of it with the engine running all night. By contrast, let's look at a modern sleeper. Mine. Okay, in my sleeper, I've got a flat screen TV. Up there, I've got storage with clothes and even more storage up there. I've got a full closet where I can hang clothes and coats and everything like that. I've got a foot locker down there for more storage, refrigerator with a freezer, drawers for clothes, drawers for clothes. I've got a microwave. I've got more storage right there and more storage right there. Of course, my bed, which is nice and comfortable with windows that I have blocked out. There's a little fan to keep me nice and cool. I've got a table with bench seats. And this right here is a bunk heater to keep the bunk hot. I've got outlets. I've got more storage on the back wall, more storage up here. I can control everything like the radio and the temperature from right here. So you can see that we've got it made. And drivers who had to drive in the 80s and prior, I think in the 90s, trucks started getting bigger and nicer. I don't know how they did it. I mean, those are men right there. And if there was any women back then, Hey, I salute you, because I couldn't do it. I'm too spoiled. All right, let's get back to the truck tour. Yeah, AC, a little bit of storage. And then there's the seat, flat dash. Wow. But yeah, when you're sitting in it, there's no hood. You just sit. Golly. Let me get out of here without hurting myself. Oh, here's the shifting pattern down there. So it's an 8-speed. Oh, you gotta be an acrobat. Look at this. This thing probably hasn't been driven in years. Yeah, it's an 8-speed. So basically, you see the shifting pattern? So what you would do is first gear is here, then 2, 3, and then 4. Then you come back up to first, but you flip this switch. Go, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. And switch down to go back to the lower gears. And then you got the doghouse. This is why people don't like them. To get to the sleeper, you gotta crawl over this thing and crawl back there. But the modern cab overs, like they use in Europe, have a flat bottom. They just raise the cab so that the floor could be flat. But what a view, huh? You look right out and there is no hood, man. Wow. Now that truck was an 8-speed. I'm going to show you all a video of me going through all the gears of an 18-speed. You'll notice that the shifter has that same lever that goes from the high set of gears to the low set of gears where you repeat the H pattern. But you'll also notice another one that my thumb is controlling on the side. Each one of those gears is split between a high and a low. So it's double the amount of gears. But Jason, I watched your thumb. You only went through 16 gears. You said it was an 18-speed. Hold on. 2 of the gears of an 18-speed are just low gears. So they're only used for special situations. So if you take 18 minus 2, it's 16. All right? So check it out, and you can hear the engine rev in every gear. And you'll see what it's like shifting an 18-speed. Here we go. So after fun time with the cab over and getting loaded, I had to drive back down the street, back on the scales, go back in the Brown building and get some more paperwork. And then, just watch, this is crazy. This is such a weird process. So I got weighed empty, drove back up the street to the popcorn plant. They loaded me. After getting loaded, come back down the street to get weighed down here, but they can't complete my paperwork down. I gotta go back to the popcorn plant for the 3rd time to go get my BOL, which stands for Bill of Lading. It's basically my paperwork, and a seal for the trailer. Okay, so back to the popcorn plant, drive around. Of course, the office is in the back. So I drive around, park, go in the office. There's another driver there by this time I had to wait for. Go in the office, get my paperwork, and I notice my load is heavy. I'm over 79,000 pounds. 79,000, yeah, which means I'm close. So that means all of my axles have to be weighed. So rather than go to a truck stop, I said, why don't I just come back to the scale and just leave my trailer axles, pull off the scale, but leave my trailer axles. Sure enough, they were over by 320 pounds. So I slid them back one spot, and now I'm pulling back around. The lady inside is probably gonna be like, what is this guy doing? He keeps driving around. Hey man, this is, I don't care about saving money, I care about saving time. Since I'm here, you know, I might as well do it while I'm here. All right, let's see how we are now. All right, now I'm at 33,800, which is great. I know I'm legal, barely legal, barely legal. I'm barely legal, but I'm legal, and that's all that matters. And I did it all in the least amount of time. I didn't have to go out of my way to a truck stop. And I saved my company $12.50. Way to go, Jay. I deserve a reward for that. And if any of y'all are confused by what I was doing, weighing myself at the end, I knew that my steer axles, the wheels that turn, were going to be underweight. I knew that my drive axles, the back tires of the truck, were going to be okay because of the suspension gauge. Go look at my last video. It was at 50 or 51, and we know that that's cool. What I didn't know was how much my trailer axles weighed, okay? And I suspected that they would be overweight because of how heavy the load was. So what I did was I drove on the scale, but instead of leaving the whole truck on the scale, I drove my steer tires off and I drove my drive tires off to where only the trailer tires were left on the scale. And so I got out of the truck and went and looked at the little readout. So I was getting a weight of just my trailer tires. And they were over by, I don't know, 400 pounds, whatever it was, around 400 pounds. So I pulled off the scale, slid my tandems back, drove back around. I didn't go in the building or anything to tell the lady what I was doing. I drove back around, pulled with just same thing with my steers and my drives off the scale, got back out and went and looked, and I was cool. I got back in the truck and I got out of there. So that's kind of what was going on and why I thought it was so funny. There's one empty spot left in the parking lot, and it's next to my truck. So who are we gonna get tonight? Could it be JCT? Or, I don't know. We'll find out later when somebody comes park next to me. But hopefully good old JCT doesn't call up his buddy and say, yeah, there's one spot left, go get it. Right now, I'm getting a level 2 in commercial vehicle inspection in New Mexico. There's the cop. Basically, a level 1 is the most strict. They go over your truck, they crawl underneath it, and I mean, they inspect it top to bottom. Level 1, they inspect your logs, your paperwork, every part of your truck. Level 3 is the easiest. You know, registration, insurance, brakes, your wipers, your lights. So level 1's not bad. Level 2 is what I'm getting. It's in the middle. He checked my logbook, all my paperwork, and brakes, lights, wipers, I don't know, everything. So he's over there typing away. We'll see what happens. I think I passed. Everything works. That's why you do your pre-trips, man. But everything's good. So I'm just waiting on him to finish. I've been here for a while too. I know I'm good, but I just don't like, I don't like being in these situations, man. Guy's got a gun on his, I don't want to be around a guy with a gun on his hip. Just say the wrong thing, he blows your brains out, you know. Officer friendly. Here we go. All right. All right, I've been summoned. Summoned or summons? Yeah, I've been summoned. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm off. I passed, no violations. Some companies give drivers a bonus, like $25 or $50 bonus for a clean inspection. Or if it's a level 1 inspection, it'll be more money. Let's say $100 for a clean level 1, $50. I don't know if this company does that. I doubt it. So whatever, that just cost me 30 minutes. Now in not my last video, second to last video, when I was driving down Highway 95, that was my last video. I mentioned that a lot of times I don't listen to the radio or have podcasts or audiobooks. What you hear now, that's what I hear for hours, 6-7 hours straight. And some people are like, well, how can you do that? Well, my friend Reno Rob called me. He's another driver. He goes, man, I saw your video. I do the same thing. I just sit there in silence like you. And I'm like, well, I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. But it got me thinking, there's probably a lot of other truck drivers that do the same thing. And I thought this, if you can't sit there for 6 hours straight with no entertainment, then this job is probably not for you. Because there's only so long that you can distract yourself with music, podcasts, audiobooks. There's only so long before you get, they have one of those little roadside memorials, somebody, what a place to die, right? There's only so long that you can distract yourself before you end up getting bored and you won't be able to handle this job. I'm not saying don't listen to music. I'm saying if you can't just sit there for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours in silence, you probably won't last long as a truck driver. It always amazes me how people just throw trash out the window in people's parking lots. So I have some trash to throw away. I might as well clean up theirs as well. That's good enough. We don't need to go overboard here. Now, since I showed you what the inside of my truck looks like earlier, I might as well show you under the hood. So some of y'all wonder, what does a truck engine look like? Well, today you're gonna see. I'm gonna show y'all. They're unloading my truck right now. You see it shaking. So to release the hood, underneath the steering column, there's a release. I have to release my cattle guard or deer guard. And then pull the hood. It's just a big old engine, but I mean, look, you got a radiator just like a car, and you see the red reservoir with the coolant in it. Of course, here's the engine block, alternator, your oil, dipstick. I keep mine clean. You see how there's no dirt on it? I wipe it off every time I check it so I can touch it with bare hands without getting my hands dirty. And I don't know, you can see it's got plenty of oil. Power steering reservoir, steering shaft, fuses, washer fluid. All of these lines are air lines that go to the brakes, anything that needs air. Actually, I think the clutch is air actuated, so some of this is going to go to the transmission because the clutch is air actuated as well. And then in there are your brakes. Whoa, you see the truck moving from the guy unloading it. But here's your air can for the brakes and inside of the tire. But that's what it looks like. This thing here is called the turbo. Maybe I'll explain about that one day. And your air filter goes in there. You have a fuel filter here to kind of filter out any particles, or those are your leaf springs. Brakes again. So there you go. There's the hot side. And And that's about, whoa. Let's do that again. Okay, now let's make sure it's locked. Okay, we're good to go. I don't want that opening up while I drive. So there you go. I hope you liked it. I gave you a little bit of what it's like to pick up at a delivery that's a little crazy. You got to see my sleeper. You got to see under the hood. And I don't know, that's about it. The next one, we'll see where it takes us. I think it'll be better. Hopefully it will. But I want to thank y'all for watching, those of you who did. And I hope you watch the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget the lanyap after my sign off is me and a skunk. So until we meet again, this is Jason signing out. Y'all, look at what is headed towards me, a skunk. Oh, he's going across now. Thank God. I'm sitting here walking this path, and here comes a skunk. I wonder how close I could get to him without him getting alarmed and spraying me with his foul smelling. Oh, he's going down the hill. Oh, no, he's coming back to me. Hey, buddy, don't get mad at me. Oh, he ran away. I might have dodged a bullet on that. Oh, there he goes over there. Look. There he goes, Pepe Le Pew. Le Pew.